Hello, welcome back. We're up here in the farm again. I've got a quick idea. And it's gonna go right here, sorta at the end and in the middle of this wheat field. We're gonna build a cute little farmhouse for 5 villagers to live in. 5 villagers will live here, and they will mill around in the fields, is my hope. Nope, we need something bigger. Okay, that was too small, so I went ahead and did this. And as you can see, much better. There's going to be plenty of villagers living in here, and they're going to harvest that wheat. But first, we need a collection system. After initially making this, I had to make some changes. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I like doing stuff like this by trial and error rather than following somebody's tutorial to a T. So what I usually do is I'll watch several completely different tutorials. I try to see as many different ways as people do things as possible. And then I'll sort of come up with my own way. And this is what I have come up with. Ideally, when I first set out to do this, I was thinking, I just want a lot of wheat. Just want a lot of wheat. And come to find out, in order to produce nothing but wheat, the fields don't look as good, in my opinion. And the more I was thinking about it, the more I began to realize, like, part of the reason I want some of the wheat is, in fact, bread. Another aspect of it is it's not a bad deal to have a bunch of seeds show up automatically. And for that matter, some bone meal as well. So there are 8 farmers that will be going to work. There's a 9th villager. I have no clue what's up with that. I can't find a bed nearby. There was a bed down in the Gullum house, but that's been long gone even before this villager showed up. This villager showed up without an extra bed. I have no idea. There's a bed buried somewhere, I guess. I don't know. And so I went ahead and I put the bed back in there. I mean, he exists. So there's a chance another random villager that doesn't have a job will show up. But right now there are 8 farmers who will just give this farm some life, is really was the initial goal. And then kind of the added bonus of them giving the farm life is slowly over time these silos will fill up with wheat without any of my assistance. If I need more, I just need to manually farm it. And it's not even that manual. I just push this button to harvest it, and then I just got to plant the seeds. The little tiny farmhouse that initially was going to be here, we'll use that somewhere else. Like, that was totally Camp Little style right there. So maybe Camp Little can have a little farm. You know, what are these buttons about? Oh, that's because sometimes I'll stick an iron door on there and trap them in and address the situation. So ultimately what I ended up doing is there is the pale oak leaves that are waterlogged. They look really good with the walls and the lights on top. And then right next to it, we've got our composter. It's very tragic that wouldn't work to stop them from composting. But I like the way this looks nice and clean and it's all lit up at night. So we're leaving it like this, compost or not. They'll be composting for sure. And so basically I staggered them. Every light doesn't have one. We just kind of staggered them. And then here. And then the next one should be here. And then here. And then from here, we did this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I tried a few different things. But I think really ultimately my goal was just to add some life to the farm, and that goal has been accomplished. So everything gets collected. So this one's just got a minecart with a hopper running around. It'll stop right here and empty. And then once it's done emptying, it will go. I actually had to add this trapdoor so I can go down there and peek, because every now and then one of them will stop. I see why too. I see what's going on a little bit. This whole line, so when something is just even passing through there, that could just turn off for half a second. And if that is going over it, that could mess the whole thing up. So I see why they stop every now and then. Slight design flaw. I know how to fix it in the future. I'm going to leave it alone for now. I'm very happy with the life that this wheat farm has added to the top of this hill. Now, unfortunately, it's going to take a long time to fill that up before this even starts producing hay bales. A long time. The truth is, who even needs that much wheat? I guess I'm just being greedy. They sure do compost a lot, though. Like it really would be nice to stop them completely from composting. But the minute I do that, like a significant portion of the wheat field just turns into grass or dirt or some other block in order to surround that composter. Like, believe it or not, because of that little gap right there, they can reach that. Now, I even tried, I turned this whole fence line into 2 trapdoors tall. It didn't look bad. Didn't look good either. And then I put the composter on the other side, and they just ended up running up against the wall I built and jumping up and down like idiots. And believe it or not, they still managed to compost. It was the weirdest thing. I just don't understand how they did that. Yeah, so we'll just settle for the activity that it provides, and it gives us a couple things here and there. Someday in the future, maybe I'll do a better wheat farm, because I know how. It doesn't look pretty. So here are our item sorters. We have our bone meal, our seeds, and our bread getting sorted out of the line, so only wheat goes to the silo. After being sorted, those items end up down here and here. And this copper golem will, in his wanderings, bring it over here so these guys can put this stuff away. And based on the amount of bone meal that's showing up, they are composting a lot of seeds. And based on the amount of bread that's showing up, they're just eating all the bread. So those things in the future, I'll be giving some consideration on how to stop from happening as much. So obviously I'm not an expert in this type of farming. I love the trial and error aspect of it. And just the life that is now on the farm, and how clean this farm looks from the air is so nice. The moment I put a composter and try to cover it up and make sure their inventory is just full of seeds, so it does really more what I'd rather have than this. You have to have at least 4 blocks surrounding it. Like if I just changed this block, and this block into grass, which might not look so bad, as long as I only do it around the composter. Like that could solve it, because then they wouldn't be able to compost. But as for now, they're adding the life that I wanted on the farm, and so I'm very happy with this. Oh no! I don't like it when these guys spawn inside here, so we're gonna go ahead and help show him the door. Come on out, buddy. Go on. Go on. Go on. A little bit further. Should be pretty close to our limit on those things, I hope. Come on, dude, move. You got stuff to do. So anyway, I hope you had fun having a look at this this wheat farm. It's nothing spectacular. I'm not going to teach you how to make the most efficient wheat farm in the world. But as you can see, we are making some pretty cool stuff. We are adding some life to the farm. That is precisely what my goal was. And wheat, bone meal, seeds, and bread will just kind of slowly accumulate. And most of this falls within the distance that it needs to be in order to be just constantly working. Just like the rest of my base. So I'm very happy about that. Another little automatic farm, just kind of slowly building up resources. And are they the most efficient? Are they the fastest? No, none of them are. But as you can see, I mean, over time, things just start to fill up and then overflow. I expect that to happen with that wheat farm eventually as well. And I just have to check on everything periodically. For example, my iron farm is currently not working. I can go get it working again if I'd like. But I've got so much iron, that I'll turn that on later. Paper is out of control, which is a good thing, because we can trade that for emeralds. So, hope you had a lot of fun watching this quick little video about my simple little wheat farm. It was a very expensive wheat farm. And in the future, maybe we'll make some tweaks. See if we can get it to be more efficient. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not at all concerned about that. I would like to keep them from feeding each other the bread, if at all possible. So maybe there's a way I can just constantly give them seeds. If their inventory is full, they shouldn't be feeding each other bread, by the way. Like, what's the point? There's not extra beds, there's none of that. But I'm learning villager dynamics, and farmers are what I've been playing around with today in the last few days, making this. When I set off to make the farm, I didn't know what I was going to build. I mean, I knew I wanted a farm with villagers wandering around in it. And so, mission accomplished. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.